Hello and welcome to this micro action sheet video, walkthrough video of the Write Your Story micro action sheet. So this is a really good one and you are currently watching the video right here first. So the success of your membership starts with clarity. We've covered that in the module so far. This exercise that you're going to go through in this micro action sheet will help you create a vivid vision for your ideal life. Define your clear goals and transform them into affirmations that reinforce your success daily. So completing this worksheet will align your mindset, actions, and focus with the future that you want to create. I can't overstate how important this is. By writing and reviewing your story 2.0 every day, you'll shift your focus from uncertainty to absolute clarity. This is your personal roadmap to making your dream membership a reality. So let's cover why this matters. Your brain cannot distinguish between what has already happened and what you vividly imagine happening. So by reinforcing a clear picture of your future, you train yourself, you train your mind, and you train your body to take the actions necessary to bring it to life. This is why top entrepreneurs and athletes and high achievers use the technique of visualization and affirmations to prime their success. So I've distilled all of the experience I've had of doing this, how I see it work best, and how I now do it so that you can cut through the noise and actually use this tool in a way that works. So by completing this worksheet, you will define a crystal clear 5-year vision for your life and your business. You'll write present tense affirmations that rewire your brain for success. I'll guide you through this step by step. You'll set actionable 12-month goals that move you closer to your dream life. And you'll create a daily tracking habit to reinforce your new identity and momentum. So this is powerful. Step number 1 is defining your future vision. So what we're going to do is go through this worksheet, and this actually then creates the answers that you'll need and the statements that you'll need for the next micro action sheet, which is the My Story 2.0. So in order to create that, which will be the printable, the one that we go through, we need to first complete this one and use this as our guidance. So you want to have like a document open or a Google Doc to the side here so that you can go through, or you can do it with a pen and paper and simply take 10 to 15 minutes to write out a detailed picture of what your life looks like 5 years from today. Be as specific as you possibly can and write it in a present tense as if you are already living this reality. So in the module that you just watched, I showed you some examples of that. We're going to define your future, your 5-year vision, but we're going to do it in the present tense as if it's already happened and it's now, it's there, we're there. Okay. So just write 2 to 3 sentences for each category. And we'll start with health and well-being. So what's your body like? What are your energy levels like? What are your daily habits like? And I'll share with you right now what I've written for that one as an example. So I'll simply open up a new blank Word or Google Doc. And an example for health and well-being could be, I wake up naturally at 5:30 a.m. feeling energized and refreshed. My morning routine includes 30 minutes of exercise and 15 minutes of meditation, giving me sustained energy throughout the day. My body feels strong and athletic, and I easily maintain my ideal weight through healthy habits that have become second nature. So do you see how this is in the present tense, is very specific, and it links feelings. My body feels strong and athletic. So that's the really important elements of this that bring it to life. So if you haven't already, pause the video now and complete yours for your 5-year vision for health and well-being, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to assume you've done that. So the next one is family and relationships. What do your relationships look like and how do you spend your time with your family? So an example that I might do for that one could be, I spend quality time with my family every evening, completely present and undistracted by work. We take a month-long family trip each summer, exploring new places while my membership community continues to thrive. My relationships are deeper and more meaningful because I have the time and energy to nurture them. Do you see how specific I'm getting? Remember, this is all in the present tense. It's as if it's already happened, because in your mind will find it hard to distinguish between what has already happened and what you're planning to happen if it's imagined vividly enough and described in enough vivid detail. And that's the trick here. It's almost like tricking your mind into believing that this thing has occurred already, so that you just take the actions as if you're someone who has achieved that result already. Okay, so pause the video now, family and relationships, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, I'll assume you've done that one now. We'll move on to finances and business. So an example for finances and business, if you open up your blank Google Doc and just put in your version of this, here's an example. My membership generates $25,000 in monthly recurring revenue from 250 engaged members who achieve consistent results. The business runs smoothly with clear systems and a small, dedicated team, allowing me to focus on vision and strategy. I feel confident knowing my income is predictable and sustainable. Powerful stuff. And remember, it says, I feel confident. Notice how I'm embedding the emotion and tying the emotion into these to really bring them to life. So that when I read these and I go through them, because we'll be converting these into affirmations, I feel the feeling as if I've already achieved the result. That's the key and the trick to this. So pause it now and go through finances and business. And then once you've done that, we'll move over to happiness and lifestyle. So what do you do for fun? Where do you travel? What new hobbies have you picked up? Open up your Google Doc, be creative and express yourself fully with this one and see what comes up. An example here is I split my time between our beach house in Bali and our mountain home in Colorado, working just 4 hours each day on the aspects of my membership that I truly love. I've taken up surfing and landscape photography, finding joy in these creative outlets. My membership success gives me the freedom to pursue these passions while making an impact. So, what is it for you? Write up your happiness and lifestyle 5-year vision now. Pause the video, do that now. And then from there, once we've done that, finally, it's legacy and impact. So this one is, who are you helping and how is your work making a difference? So for this one, a good example could be, through my membership, I've helped over 1,000 people transform their lives and achieve their goals. My community has become known as the go-to resource in our field, and members regularly share stories of how our work together has changed their lives. I feel fulfilled knowing I've created something that makes a real difference. Okay, so pause the video now, add your legacy and impact one, and then we'll move on to the next page in this micro action sheet. Okay, hopefully you've done that. So then it's on to step 2, which is to set your 12-month goals. So what we have done already is we set our 5-year vision and we defined our future through the present tense visualization. Now we're going to break your 5-year vision into achievable milestones. So for each category, set one clear goal you want to accomplish within the next 12 months. So we're going to do this for each category, starting with the health and well-being ones. We've got a couple of examples there you can see in finance and business and health and well-being, but we'll write these out so that you know what your goals are for the next 12 months, and you can get as specific as you can on these. So for example, in here, I might add a new section for 12 months goals, and then for health and well-being, my 12-month goal could be to establish a consistent morning routine starting at 6 a.m. with 3 workouts per week and 10 minutes of daily meditation. Reach and maintain my target weight of however many pounds through healthy eating habits and regular exercise. Feel energized enough to work effectively for 6 to 8 hours each day. So that's an example of a 12-month goal. For yours, for health and well-being, now you can write it out in a way that is specific and with one clear goal that you want to accomplish within the next 12 months. So I'll let you pause the video and do that now. And then for the next section, I'll add these together just so that you can see how I'm going to just repeat that for the different categories. So I'm going to do it for family and relationships, finance and business, happiness and lifestyle, and legacy and impact. So I'm going to add those all in. And then I've got a family and relationships goal. So the 12-month goal is to create uninterrupted family time from 6 until 8 p.m. each evening. Take one long weekend trip every month with my family while the membership runs smoothly. Schedule regular date nights and maintain weekly video calls with extended family and close friends. And then for finance and business, my 12-month goal, grow my membership to 100 active members paying $99 per month, generating $9,900 in monthly recurring revenue, and have clear systems in place for onboarding, content delivery, and member support. Maintain 80% retention rate through consistent value delivery. And then for happiness and lifestyle, the 12-month goal could be something along the lines of, and these are all just examples, just to give you some ideas. It could be work a maximum of 6 hours per day, with Fridays dedicated to personal projects and learning. Take one full week off each quarter where the membership runs without my direct involvement. Start one new hobby and dedicate 2 hours per week to developing it. And then for legacy and impact, my 12-month goal, help 100 members achieve a significant transformation in their lives or businesses through the membership. Collect and showcase 20 detailed success stories. Become known in our niche for delivering consistent, measurable results. So you can see how this works. Each of the categories that we've got listed here, all of the categories that we went through in the first part in step 1, we're just going to create now some 12-month goals for those. So pause the video, go through that step now, be creative, don't hold back, write those out, and then continue playing the video once you've done that. So I'll assume that you've gone ahead and completed that because the remainder of the micro action sheet builds upon that. So if you haven't, it's not going to make sense. So if you haven't, last chance now to pause it, get that done before you move on. And then step 3 is turning your goals into affirmations. So this is where you rewrite your 12-month goals into present tense affirmations that describe them as already achieved. So these should be emotionally charged. So we want to really add in emotion here and state how achieving them makes you feel. So some examples here. I own a thriving membership site that generates $15,000 per month in recurring revenue. That makes me feel free, powerful, and in control. I exercise daily, pushing my limits and feeling stronger. This makes me feel energetic, confident, and unstoppable. So they're present tense, and each of them tells me how I'll feel as a result of having achieved those things. So I'll give you some examples now of some affirmations in present tense. I'm going to write these out here. And this will all become really helpful when we are completing the My Story micro action sheet after this. But for health and well-being, it could be, I wake up energized at 6 a.m. every morning, ready to tackle the day. My consistent exercise and meditation routine makes me feel strong, focused, and in control. I love how my healthy habits give me sustained energy throughout the day, making me feel unstoppable in pursuing my goals. And then the same for family and relationships. So you can pause the video now and do that one if you want to. And then I'm going to go through the others. So I cherish the quality time I spend with my family every evening, present tense, feeling deeply connected and present. Our monthly adventures together fill me with joy and gratitude, emotionally charged, right? Knowing my business supports this lifestyle, I feel blessed to nurture these meaningful relationships while building my dreams. Then on to finances and business. I lead a thriving membership community of 100 engaged members, generating $9,900 in monthly recurring revenue. This predictable income makes me feel secure and empowered. My clear systems and processes give me confidence, knowing my members are well supported and achieving consistent results. Okay, so you can pause it now and complete that one for your own if you like, or you can just keep watching through and do them after. Health and lifestyle. I work efficiently and effectively, dedicating my best hours to impacting my members' lives. Having Fridays for personal growth and quarterly weeks off makes me feel free and in control of my time. I'm excited about developing new skills and pursuing interests that light me up. So you can see how reading this stuff's going to actually really energize you and make you quite excited. And there's not really, it's very difficult to read through these in the morning and then be really down in the dumps for your day, because you are kind of forcing yourself to think about how you want your life to be and writing it out in the present tense. So that it's almost impossible to start your day badly if this is how you program your mind. And then finally, it was the legacy and impact category. So our affirmation in the present tense that's emotionally charged for this one could be, I'm making a significant difference in 100 people's lives through my membership. Seeing their transformations and success stories fills me with purpose and fulfillment. I feel proud knowing I've created something that consistently delivers real measurable results for my members. Okay, so you get the idea. That's how we turn goals into affirmations. We write them out in the present tense. We make sure they're emotionally charged, and we do it for each of the categories. So write your own affirmations now. You don't need to necessarily do it inside the My Story 2.0 worksheet, but you can do, because I'll just show you, this is where they would go in there. You can see the different categories, but I find it helpful to just write those out initially, and then we can kind of break them up as we're going through and filling in this worksheet after. Okay, so once we've done that, we can then head to step 4, which is to create your success vision board. So we're going to be putting this into practice and actually building one of these when we get onto the next micro action sheet. But for now, we just want to kind of gather the photos. So my challenge to you is choose 5 to 8 images. You might have to scroll through your phone or look through your photo library. Images that represent your vision. Now, these could be past milestone moments, things that you've accomplished, things that you're proud of in your life journey so far, whatever that may be. They could be key people in your life who are important to you, or they might be specific goals or things or places that are part of your future. So part of the milestones we just talked about. For example, it could be an incredible house that you'd one day aspire to buy, or an amazing car that you're looking to one day be able to drive, or a hotel that you just know if you could take your family to that place, it would just mark the sense of achievement and accomplishment that you've arrived, you've done it, right? These are things that excite you visually. This is really important and intentional. We're tapping into the different senses now. So yeah, places you want to travel to, a purchase that represents success to you, a past achievement that reminds you of your potential, or a person who inspires or motivates you. So you can pause this video now, go and gather some of those things. And actually, I think it might be helpful for me to show you some inspiration of some of mine so that you can gather the items and the photos that you need. So I'll head over to the micro action sheet now, and I'm going to jump straight to this section. Remember, we'll go through this in a separate video where we'll walk you through how to fill this all in. But for mine, you can see this was from a while back. I took one of my old kind of vision boards that I'd created, but it was like the dream house, the dream mansion, the thing that, the place that I saw and thought, wow, if I could live there, that would be special, and then you start to, when we go through this and we print this out, you start to see this in the present tense and picture yourself and how it would feel to actually be in that place. The private jet, want to travel in style in a private jet. Like, don't put any limitations or any barriers or boundaries on your thinking here. Think big. This was a really special hotel that I've been to with my family in the past that I would love to take them to again. And it's kind of our special place. So that's something that I put down as my goal in terms of like a location, a place. This was the car that I wanted to be able to purchase. This is obviously me with very special and important people who've shaped me as a person and my journey along the way, and like significant days in my milestone and places and people. This was the Cafe Nero that I built my very first business from, with a laptop at 11:30 at night, sitting in there because it was the only place that was still open at that time. And I would sit there writing away, trying to build my first online business. And then another place that was a hotel that we went for our honeymoon with my wife, and just a fantastic place that I'd love to go back to as well. So just special places, people's moments, things in my journey and my life. So hopefully that gives you an idea. You'll be able to simply slot your own images into this vision board once you work through this, but I just wanted to give you some examples at this stage of the types of things for step 4. So pause the video now, gather some of those up, just put them in a folder in your phone or on your computer or whatever. And once you have those, let's move on to step 5. So step 5 is really what we'll do once we've printed out the My Story 2.0 micro action sheet. And this is the daily tracker and routine. So once we've completed it in the next video, and we've gone through and completed the My Story 2.0 sheet, we will commit to reading it morning and evening. This is where it really comes to life, because it's all very well doing this work and really building out the emotionally charged affirmations and creating that present tense feeling. But if we don't instill it into our mind every single day and like bake it into our subconscious morning and evening, then it's very easy for us to just forget it and go back to our old patterns and our old habit. However, if you can link this and create the feeling of those emotions by going through this every day, over time, your brain starts to almost assume a new identity of the kind of person that has achieved these results. So we go through it, we check it off in the AM or in the morning. Did you read and visualize My Story 2.0? In the PM, evening, did you reflect on the progress and then read it again? What was today's action that you took towards something in your business or your life, potentially your membership site? But what was the big step you took to move forwards, and what's tomorrow's planned action? What's one big step you'll take? And I'll show you how that looks as well in here. So that's the daily success tracker. There's another category in here as well, which is, did you exercise? So did you just move? It could just be going out for a walk. It could just be getting some fresh air. It could be going for a run. It could be going to the gym, lifting some weights, whatever that means for you, but just some form of physical movement that helps. When we're running an online business, sometimes we just need to disconnect from the screen and be out with nature and get the heart beating a little bit and start to get the endorphins that come from exercise. And that for me is really important. So I've put it in here because I think it helps us see the world more positively as well. And then the MS2 is My Story 2. So did you do My Story 2 in the morning? Did you do it in the evening? And then today, what was your goal? So maybe it's, we'll go through this in the next video, but maybe it's like a filmed 1.1 module inside your membership. And tomorrow I will create 1.2. So that could be an example, like very, very simple. I'm not asking you to write down 10 things every day that you're going to work on. These are just, what was the big thing I achieved today? And what's the big thing I want to achieve tomorrow? The main item. And so that's it. So in the next video, we'll go through and we'll actually complete your My Story 2.0 micro action sheet, and we will bring all this stuff together. What we've created here are really just the ingredients that are now going to go into that. And so your next step is to download, and you don't want to print it yet, but just download your My Story 2.0 worksheet that's linked here. So you can go to that. If you can't access it, you might have to click slideshow to open up the slideshow, and then that should become a working link. And then complete each section by hand, or you can do it on the sheets, which I'll show you how in a moment. And then read your affirmations every morning and every evening once you've printed it out, and track your actions daily using the built-in daily tracker. So this document is your personal success blueprint. Follow it daily, and you will create the business and life you desire. So click the link now, download the My Story 2.0 worksheet, and then click the video linked at the top of that worksheet, this one here, to go through it. And I will guide you through step by step what you need to do. Remember, to access the link, you might need to put it into slideshow mode and then click watch this video. And I will guide you through in that video what you need to do. Let's make it happen.